Now we're going to start detailing this guy and thinking about kind of what we want to actually have on here as a set of components instead of just a form. So what I'm looking at using are some of these 3form, which is a company, and if I scroll down, I'm looking at using this Varia, which if we go to Discover Varia, you can go in and sort of scroll down and it shows you kind of the different, how this thing is sandwiched up and created. And you can get some more information as well, models and different versions of how it works, right? And so they actually make wall panels at a certain size, maximum 4x8, but any size below that. And then it gets affixed, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. All right, so we're going to do a 1/2" panel on the front of this, and I think that's it. And so that will be here, and then maybe we do a different sort of countertop. We can talk about that a little later on the top, and then maybe we adjust this footrest. But let's go ahead and sort of start with the sort of simple part, which is this is our wall, and right now we just have a generic wall. And so it's a 6-inch wall, which is fine. And what I want to do is I want to come in and actually detail the center of this wall, because it's basically what's going to be holding all of this stuff up eventually, right? And so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and put in the plates. So the way that the stud wall is made is you typically have a plate on the top and the bottom, and then vertical filler in between, vertical pieces of 2x4 or 2x6 or whatever nominal lumber you're using in between. So the plates on the bottom are a particular size, so let's go ahead and get those. When you're in a view in Revit, you can come to the Annotate tab, and we're going to just do 2D details. We're not going to make this in 3D. The Annotate tab has 2D details, and if I go to the component and detail component, it will bring up all the different detail components that I have in this file, which are not many. So I have brick and wide flange. So I'm going to go to Load Family here, and it's going to open up my English Imperial Library, and there is a detail items. This is all 2D stuff. The rest, a lot of the other of this is 3D, and we just want 2D. So if you go to detail items, it's going to give you the CSI numbers, and if we want wood, we will go and to Division 6, Woods and Plastics, and then Wood Framing, and you'll see nominal cut lumber, non-continuous, right? So that's a non-continuous piece of lumber, and nominal cut lumber section. So that's actually a continuous section, right? So we're going to go ahead and pick that guy and open it. And it's going to allow us to pick various different sizes. So I'll just get the 2x6, the 2x4. Oh, and maybe I'll just get a 1x4 and a 1x6 just to have them. And click OK, and it will load those in. And you'll see now it wants to put in the 1x4. But I want the 2x6, so I'm going to pick that. And I'm just going to come down here to the bottom and hit the space bar and kind of pick that guy right there for right now. And then hit escape a couple of times to stop that insertion process. And if I zoom in on it and I go to TL, it'll show me the line weight, right? And maybe I'll pick this guy and move it. So I'll move it over to there so we have a little bit of space. And we can adjust this wall later. Right now I'm just using it sort of for a guide. And then depending on how tall we want that wall, we can just put the plate at the top, and again we can adjust this later. I'm just going to take the plate and put it up there. Okay, and then maybe we have a piece of plywood that runs along the face here that sort of pulls all these guys together. So when we come back, we'll put the plywood on, and then we'll talk about putting the actual panel on.